My name is John Barker. Almost 50 years ago, I was among the first anthropologists to study the impacts of missionaries and the adoption of Christianity in indigenous communities. I began a journey that led from a remote coastal village in Papua New Guinea to the Nass River Valley in northern British Columbia. I want to share some of what I've learned from my own work and that of my colleagues in an upcoming course with the Academy of Lifelong Learning. Christian missionaries were among the most consequential agents of change operating in the South Pacific and the Northwest Coast in the 19th and early 20th centuries. Unlike most other intruders, they settled in indigenous communities, learned their languages, taught their children. They didn't come to steal native lands or profit from native labor. They had a far more radical goal: the transformation of hearts and minds. The missionary endeavor proved enormously consequential, if rarely in ways that missionaries anticipated. We'll begin the course by tracing the story of missions in both regions, pondering the nature of conversion. As we'll see, while missionaries provided the initial push, most indigenous people learned about the religion from native evangelists, that is, people who looked like them and shared similar cultural backgrounds. While much changed with conversion, it remains an open question of whether the process is best understood as an external imposition or indigenous appropriation. In the second lecture, we'll focus on the role of missionaries as middlemen between indigenous and Western worlds. Several missionaries, like William Duncan in British Columbia, enjoyed celebrity status, while others helped to found anthropology as an academic discipline and played a major role in shaping colonial policies. In the final lecture, we'll examine the legacy of the missionary period for indigenous people today. We'll contrast the wholehearted adoption of Christianity in the South Pacific with its troubled presence among First Nations in the Pacific Northwest. We'll see how indigenous theologians in both regions are working to reconcile Christianity with indigenous spiritualities. Finally, we'll consider how global shifts in Christianity, particularly towards more socially conservative forms, are impacting the two regions. Thank you for listening and for your interest in the course. I look forward to seeing you in March.